Hello, everyone. I'm Anna-Marie from Healthwatch Bury, and I'm delighted to welcome you all to today's session. We have a special guest with us, Will from Your Support Matters, who will be discussing their important work on the Hate Crime Awareness Project. Before we dive into the presentation, I'll be going through some introductory slides to set the stage. After that, I will hand over to our guest speaker, and we're excited to learn more about their efforts and how we can all contribute to raising awareness and supporting those affected by hate crimes. I will share my screen. Can you see that, Will?
Yes, I can see that.
That's great. So just a couple of guidelines before we carry on. If you do watch us on Facebook, we ask you to be accepting, respect boundaries, don't be rude, don't flood the chat, don't self-promote, and please keep it clean. But we do welcome any questions and any comments you might have about Will's project. So the session overview today is, I'm just doing a quick introduction of Healthwatch Bury. I will shortly hand over to our guest speaker to talk about more about the project. And then we've got a couple of questions from members of the public as well. So who are we? Healthwatch is your health and social care champion. We make sure NHS leaders and other decision makers hear your voice and use your feedback to improve care. We listen to your experiences of using health and social care services, and we can also provide you with information and advice. The ways we can support you is through signposting you to local groups, providing you with information and advice, and listening to your experiences of using health and care services in Bury. And these are our contact details on the page. And that's everything from me. I will now stop sharing my screen and hand over to our guest speaker. Welcome, and thanks for joining.
It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you all who's joined us online. So my name is Will Case. I'm from Your Support Matters. We're a value-based organisation that supports disabled people in the community and getting them on support through social care. So our project, what we've been doing over the last couple of 12 months now or so, has been funded by Bury BCFA and Standing Together Fund. It's around hate and make crimes regarding somebody's disability, or it could be their race or sexual orientation. So what we've been doing is we've been going into high schools locally in the area to speak to their year groups, how to identify a hate and make crime in their community, but also in community groups such as Scouts. And we do have other slots available for December after the 10th. So please get in touch if you want your school or a community week. So how can we really identify a hate and make crime for those are in our community across Bury? So the hate and make hate crime is any crime related to somebody's sexual orientation, disability, or gender. It's protected by the Equality Act of 2010, which highlights some of the acts previously to that. So how can we identify them? So we're working with anybody who is under that characteristic, who the society would deem vulnerable because of the Equality Act. If an individual you're working with or somebody in your community is becoming withdrawn from society and the community, don't want to go out and explore or live the life that they want to live, is to have those conversations with them, but also allow them to bring the conversation to you. So as a victim of a hate crime 13 years ago, when I employed somebody to support me, and over a 6-month period, he helped himself to a bank account and got a 6-month sentence in jail, is to really identify and really have those conversations and wait till they want to have those conversations. But if you're feeling something's not quite right, you're seeing this new person that's coming into somebody's life that needs support, then just ask the questions. You know, this new person's popping up, and a make farm is really for somebody who's going to take advantage of somebody for financial gain. So asking for money to go towards something or helping themselves to your shopping and just putting it out on the shopping in the shopping basket. And or it could be what we have in our homes, like material things like what we want to buy and spend on when they go, oh, can you buy me this off Amazon? But keep asking you, but you're not getting anything in return. So that's a make crime. And it becomes really the same identifying factors. So if somebody is becoming more snappy and withdrawn, but for us as a general public living in our community of Bury, is to really look out who's in our local communities, who do we know as our neighbours, and it's going back to the old days when we knew our neighbours and we knew about them and we was on hand for a helping hand. It's about the same really. So knowing your neighbours and also who's in your community, who you're seeing like me who's got cerebral palsy walking down the street with somebody new who you might not see before, or you may have a friendship with them. To really look out for and identify those factors so you can go to the Food Vision website where you can report a hate or make crime directly to them, and that will go to our Greater Manchester Police Service, and they'll contact you for further information around that. So our project has really helped young people to think about looking out for them, the friends, and looking to the community, and it's also helped community groups like the Scouts groups to be more aware of what's out there. Apologies, that's my phone. But yeah, so we have come a long way, but hate crime is on the rise. And as we look at what happened in the summer of this year, we will see those figures going back up again. And if you were working in health and social care, we did some work with a local GP surgery around looking out for the signs, and it was a soft touch safeguarding alert what they did. So that's our project. And if you want to learn more, thinking of booking us for a school or community project or a clinical setting, then get in touch.
Oh, thank you for that. That's great. What are your contact details? What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
So the best email address is to get in touch with us is at info@yoursupportmatters.com.
Brilliant. That's great. And have you got the phone number as well for people who are not online?
Yeah, it's an 0161 number. We just recently changed it, so I can get it up.
Thank you. If you send it to me
Yeah,
following this session, I can put it in the comments.
yeah. It should be on the bottom of my email address actually. But if you phone us up and we can help you. But if you want to get directly in contact with me, it's option 2 when you ring the switchboard.
That's great. Thank you. That's brilliant. Thanks so much for your presentation. It was really, really interesting. I've just got a couple of extra questions.
Okay.
So in terms of the community and the health and care services, how do health and care services in our community currently support individuals who have experienced hate crime?
From my experience, that's probably pretty low. I mean, when I went through my and that's not to deem that service of the health and social care isn't bad, but it becomes hidden. It becomes a hidden crime, so it's very hard to identify if a person has been a victim of hate and hate crime. But we have to get better. I mean, if you're if you're with a healthcare service, that should be related on their safeguarding concerns, and it should be
Mhm.
sort of a conversation around how to sort of help this person. So we could think that a service hasn't helped, but then it should be also like I said, a conversation, but all yeah, it should be starting in their safeguarding procedures to help that person, but talk them through so the police could come out and speak to that individual that's been a victim of a hate and hate crime, um,
Mhm.
and talk them through the process. So for me, when I had my police interview, it wasn't your standard tape interview in an interview room. It was in a home, like a home setting on a couch, and it took time, and you forget the cameras there, but the police would be able to talk people through what's going to happen stage by stage so the individual's not getting nervous. But I think
Mhm.
health and social care services need to get we need to get better on the way that we support people and to
Mhm.
how to prevent that from happening and spot the signs.
Mhm. Thank you. And what improvements or additional resources do you think are needed in health and care services to better assist victims of hate crimes?
I think more openness and honestness to sort of ask the people that grow on health and social care with what they want and sort of say if you're feeling that you may be a victim of these crimes, let's put something in place where uh, somebody can sort of go, hang on a second, I need support on reporting a crime. And I think we need to have some joint up thinking in health and social care to think about how we're going to do that and what resources we need. I think we need more like-mindedness to look at the people that we support as being truly a part of our community and look at neighbours around them. And also, you do great work at Healthwatch with the public to highlight health and social care to the public. And it's just to break
Mhm.
down those barriers that we might have with the public. How do I safely see the old person down the road is okay,
Mhm.
supported well. How do I safely do that? And we've seen projects like that during the pandemic. So it's like
Mhm.
that more joined up community thinking, I think, to really say
Mhm.
we're clearly a part of your community.
No, that's really helpful. Thank you. So, in terms of if anybody is experiencing hate crime and has that incident, it can obviously be very scary and very worrying. So, what's the best way for them to report it? Would it be the police they would initially contact? Would you
Yeah,
say?
it would be the police that initially contact. I mean, if they're feeling that they've been a victim of are being a victim of a hate crime after seeing this Q&A, they can always like contact us at Your Support Matters, and I'm surely you guys at Health Watch because we have a safeguarding procedures to follow. And it's not, I don't
Yeah.
want to put people off saying that. It's not a scary thing. It's just the thing what we have to do as organisations to follow our procedures. But we could walk individuals through that, and obviously being a victim of these crimes, I know what it's like being on the other side,
Mhm.
like where you want to sort of talk or it may take longer to come out.
And I suppose sometimes it's just talking through these experiences with somebody who has that experience
Yeah.
that might be a really helpful first step to kind of deal with what's happened as well.
Yeah, it is. It's all like talking, but at a pace for them. So for me, even now, years later, if my assistants go into the shop and buy something on my card and tap it, I have that notification on my phone that says this is how much the love for Red was. But years
Mhm.
later, I instantly have to ask for my card back, even though I've had long serving members of staff. And if I don't know where my card is, I get nervous. So it's talking through what you're feeling and what might trigger you at that time from a previous client. So it's that peer support again, what could come in.
Mm. That's really helpful. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for joining us today for the session, and thank you for talking through the project.
Thank
It's
you.
been really valuable, and we'll make sure to include your contact details
Yeah.
in the comment as well.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you again. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.